Hi fellow rock rebels, and welcome back to Backstage Pass Rock News. Today, we're diving deep into some fiery comments from W.A.S.P frontman Blackie Lawless about his former bandmate Chris Holmes. In a recent interview on the Cassius Morris Show, Blackie Lawless did not hold back, and Chris Holmes was once again in the crosshairs. Today, we've got some heated comments from W.A.S.P frontman Blackie Lawless, aimed at former bandmate Chris Holmes. And trust me, this one's going to stir some controversy. So, let's dive into this ongoing feud that's been rekindled by some recent remarks. In a recent interview with Cassius Morris, Blackie Lawless didn't hold back when asked about Chris Holmes' documentary Mean Man, the story of Chris Holmes. For those of you who don't know, the film was released back in 2021 and tells the story of Holmes' turbulent career, focusing on his time with W.A.S.P and beyond. But apparently, Blackie has zero interest in watching it. Why? Because in his words, it may be Holmes' truth, but that doesn't make it fact. That's a bold statement. Blackie didn't stop there either, saying if Holmes had genuine creativity, he wouldn't give two hoots about what I do. Ouch! It seems like Blackie is putting Chris's grievances down to bitterness and a lack of originality. He went further to say, if somebody's coming from a perspective where they're not telling the truth, I'm not going to waste my time on that. So, is Blackie calling out Holmes for creating his own version of events? Definitely seems like it. This isn't just a case of differing opinions. It feels like Blackie is challenging the very credibility of Holmes' story. But hold on, there's more. When asked about participating in the documentary, Blackie says he doesn't remember being invited. But even if he had been, he wouldn't have taken part. And he's unapologetic about it. Blackie goes on to completely shut down the idea of a reunion with the original W.A.S.P lineup. And you can practically hear him throwing cold water on the fans' dreams. He says flat out, why would I want to go back to something that would be taking a step backwards? Blackie makes it clear he's happy with the band he's got now. He praises current members Mike Duda, Doug Blair, and Aquos Priester as world-class musicians. He basically says his original bandmates, including Holmes, just wouldn't be able to keep up with the more demanding music he's been making since the Headless Children in '89. According to Blackie, the original members could not do the complex stuff he was creating by then. So, if you were hoping for a nostalgic reunion tour featuring the old gang, Blackie is giving you a hard pass. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Chris Holmes has had plenty to say about Blackie over the years, and it's not exactly complimentary. He's been pretty vocal about feeling betrayed, claiming Blackie cut him out of publishing royalties and never gave him proper credit for his contributions. In an interview, Holmes bluntly called Blackie a narcissist and said their relationship is over for good. He even revealed that he wasn't officially told when he was replaced in W.A.S.P. He just figured it out when the band started doing shows without him. That's gotta sting. And let's talk about those royalties. Holmes has repeatedly claimed that he never got his due from the W.A.S.P albums he played on, saying he was essentially written off as a session player and left out of the real money. He even said he was promised half the publishing for 1997's Kill Fuck Die, but never saw a dime. That led to Holmes writing the song Two-Faced Motherfucker about Blackie, and apparently he's got more songs on the way taking shots at his former bandmate. Chris has made it clear, no reunion without those royalties. He's standing firm, and it looks like there's no love lost between these two. Holmes even said he'll take the bitterness of that betrayal to the grave. He claims that without him, Blackie wouldn't have gotten to where he is today, and he's never going to forgive Blackie for what he sees as a massive backstab. But apparently, Blackie does not agree or see it that way. In 2022, Blackie was interviewed by Eddie Trunk, where Eddie asked Blackie about the royalties that Chris Holmes said that he was owed. Blackie Lawless.
That is not true. Chris, at two different points in his musical career, received settlements from this band. He signed documents as such, and he was paid quite well.
So, where does this leave us? Well, Blackie is sticking to his guns, claiming the original members, including Holmes, just can't keep up with the W.A.S.P of today. Meanwhile, Holmes is out there writing songs about how Blackie screwed him over. Is there any chance for reconciliation? Given the decades of bitterness and accusations, it's hard to see these two ever burying the hatchet. But now, I'm turning it over to you, Rock Rebels. What do you think? Do you side with Blackie, who says it's time to move forward with a more talented lineup? Or are you with Chris Holmes, Who claims he was robbed of his rightful place and money in W.A.S.P history? Let me know in the comments and cast your vote in the poll. Should Blackie pay Holmes his dues? Or is it time for Holmes to let it go and move on? Head over to our poll to leave us your vote and leave us a comment. Until next time, Rock Rebels, live life loud.